Hey gang, I want to walk you through how to use a software platform called Notion to be able to accelerate your trading development. And the way to do that is to use Notion and the process that I'm going to show you real quickly today, and a way to be able to share that information with us as a team so that we can give you actionable feedback, and you also can get really good insight in how you're performing. So let's walk through and talk about what this is. So Notion is a free platform. I mean, you can clearly pay for it. There's a freemium feature to it. But if you go into the hub and you grab the link and click on the link that is available, and you paste that link into the browser of your choice, it's going to open up for you a template. And so this is a process template that we have to be able to work on your playbook, to work on journaling, to have key prices, to get decision levels. But essentially, the biggest part of it is what we see here. And this is a way to be able to track all of your trades. Now, what this is this is one database, but gives you multiple ways to look at that information. I think it's one of the really cool ways to use Notion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually enter some trades today and talk about it and show you the journal aspect and how to enter trades so that you can start entering this information day in and day out. And so with that being said, one last thing is that when you see here where it says duplicate, you can sign up for Notion here and then duplicate this template and then use it as your own. Now, if we go back over to my Notion, where this is the one that's built, I'm going to go in here and I'm actually going to first track some trades that I took this morning and get some information on them. So the first one that I'm going to log, I'm just going to, this is actually what I'm going to do here. I'm going to delete this. Start with today log. Okay, great. I'm going to take a new one. This was crude. This was a win. It was long. And what was the playbook? It was a high volume node reversal. And the initial target was, this is where I have to go and look at the chart. So the high volume node reversal was off of, we had two things. We had monthly VWAP and 20-day, both in play. Crude came down, hit those, and we were looking for a bounce off of those on a move back above the 20-day. So they had built some buying excess here. So this is really looking for 119.40 off of a move back toward the 20-day off of the monthly VWAP. So and the reason why that this area is because this is where some significant sellers were that I can see. And so I'm going to zoom in here. Let me just zoom in. And I'm going to take a screenshot like you do. Now this is going to likely have a screenshot of my face on it, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to go back over here to Notion, and I'm going to open this up, and then I'm going to go drag. I'm going to go drag. Let me find the image. Here we go. Come on. Drag it in here. So this will give me an image of what's happening. Notes. High volume, node reversal, off, combined 20-day and monthly VWAP. Initial target was, what did we say, 119.30? Yeah, more like 119.65. 119.65. Initial stop. Now, this is what on a high volume node reversal, I like to see us go into an area and come out. So, the entry was actually after we wicked below monthly VWAP and came back above it. So it's actually 118.64 with a stop at 118.30. So 118.64 and a stop at 118.30. What was the max adverse excursion? Well, there was none. I mean, it just went. So that was where I entered at 118.64, and the max favorable excursion was 119.65. So it went right there. the exit, I actually hit it and then was trying to wiggle a little bit more. I actually got 119.47, I believe, was the exit. What would tell me that I'm right? As I was getting to it was wick below, volume reference, and acceptance back above. Would tell me that I'm wrong. I think that's the one that's yeah, that's what tell me I'm right. What would tell me I'm wrong? Back below the 20-day. So, the whole premise is that we're going to get below, can't facilitate below the 20-day. Now we're going to go back up higher. So I don't want it back below the 20-day. I want it to stay there. Okay. So with that being said, with an entry at 118.64 and an exit at 119.47, that gave me a P&L per contract of, what did we say? 119.47, 118.64, 119. 83 cents. So that's $830 per contract. And I just track per contract. And, if I have scales and stuff like that, I'm really just kind of looking to see, how did that do per thing. I exited that today. All right, now we go back. So now I've got this crude long. Now another one was a NASDAQ one short, and this was a directional open go with, and the initial target here was a high volume node, a composite high volume node, a weekly, a prior this high volume node here, but really it was IB low, but it was ideally looking for this 11,008. I think it was 11,890 area was the initial target. So I can do it on the individual page, but the original target was 11,890. Entry price. So that came in. Let me show more. That's on the break of the opening range low, which, let's find out what that price was. That was 12,067. So that's 12,067. And the initial stop was 12,097. 12,097. And I don't think I got all the way down. If I remember correctly. It's like right here. So 12,000. We didn't get all, but when they wicked back up, I just covered because I was like, good Lord. So 12,123. 12,123. Max favorable excursion on that one was, I'm sorry, we're not even looking at the same day. Wrong. It was on this one. So 11,932. 11,932. Yeah. Max favorable excursion. I knew there was a wick down in the Nepal. So max favorable excursion was 11,912. Max adverse excursion, there was none. I mean, it just went off of the entry price. So same deal. We've got 12,067, 11,912, 12, 067 minus 11, 9, 12 is 155. It's 20. That's 3,100 per contract. Or if you're in micros, that'd be 310, right? Which I was. So I should put that in. I should say MNQ, right? It's 310 per contract. And you know, any other things that I want to, you know, comments that you know, I want to add, you know, it's roll day, CPI number, the directional open was a gap. I want to go get a screenshot of this. I want to look at the trigger chart here. So look at it this way. Get that there. I want to get a picture of Window Trader. You know, on a directional open go with, we either get to IB low if it's lower, or we're looking for the average IB. It was a wider than IB, wider than average IB. So took profit when presented. Okay. Now I've got today's log, right? Which it'll sum it up per contract to let me know how I did. Now, again, this is all one database. So you can see there's other spots here where I can add different stuff. So this is today's log. Now, if I go down here, this would be open trades. So I've got a crude heating oil. I've got some other stuff that's in play. And then I can also have active ideas. So what I like to have is like, here's an idea that I'm not yet in, and then I have an open trade. So I can kind of see everything all in one spot. And then I've got, you know, anything that I did today at the top, right? So then that keeps it all in one space and makes it really, really active. Now that's all of the log aspect of it. Okay. Now, if I go back to, we'll go to the process input here. I want to go through the journaling part. Okay, so that's the creating the logs. Then when I go to the journal, this is where you can actually create entries about your day. So, you know, what I like to do is I go in here and say, okay, well, what type of day was it? So like, let's say, you know, today was a OTD. And I typically pick one product to kind of give me a sense. I can look at it and see is open test drive lower, normal lower, yes. You know, how did I trade today? Oh, well, I think I did, you know, it was like a B. I could say, you know, the result was positive. You know, what was the combined closed? So, you know, from that other one, it was like 1,300, something like that, right? And then I can call it what's an improvement focus. What am I looking to improve? You know, and I would say, when you say you aren't going to trade on roll day, don't. But however, I did do of finding playbook setups and executing using the 4 questions, right? Any way that you can affirm yourself, do that. But if there's a specific thing that you see, hey, I want to improve on this, I should do this differently, this is where you can put this out. Now, over time, you know, the more information that you have here, you'll start to see patterns because we're trying to leverage the fact that we are pattern recognizing mammals, right? You can also use this to just add, you know, additional things to yourself of saying, hey, how do I want to be? You know, no Globex entries, no entries, no Globex trades. I should just put no Globex entries. anything that you want to remind yourself, this is just something to keep coming back to. And I've tried to make this as light as possible so that you'll use it. And you don't have to answer every field that's available. But if you just come in and just got to get an idea, how did I do? And this is very subjective, obviously, like in the grade rating, but you can say, like, how many days am I positive? How did I feel about those? This is all really, really helpful at you working towards consistency. So please use this. The other part of this is that, when you have it ordered in this way, where you've got all of your records, it's really easy for us as a team to come alongside and look at your stuff. And we know you're already sorting it in the same way. So some people using TraderView and Edge Pro or EdgeWatch and all these other different platforms. Some of them are paid. This is just free. You can have access to this. You can adjust it as you want, but the base database, which you're just getting different ways to look at, is an availability for you to work on. Even I didn't talk about the active ideas, but like, okay, if I say, hey, what's an active idea? SPY, ES longs post OPEX, that's an idea. And I'd be looking long. What's the playbook? This kind of a macro profile swing. I'd say VIX is inverted through FOMC and OPEX. So that way I can have an idea that I can kind of be referencing and saying, okay. And then once if I enter it, then I just fill out the rest of the stuff. Right? I can say, and if I pass on it, I just pass, and it's just nothing to do. So this allows you to be able to be working an idea, thinking about it, priming the brain before you even place the trade. And then once you place it, it's in the current day log, and then goes from there. But it's all one database. You can see all the records in one spot. You can see actually up here that now that has been added to the all record tab, right? So that's pretty cool. And that on the today, because this has to be an open trade, since it's an idea, it doesn't show up in the today log. Pretty fun. Play with that. Work with it. Use this to help you get more consistent. So this is how you use Notion to track your trades, share with the team, get feedback, and keep working towards consistent profitability with your playbook.